this tutorial, I'll show you how to perform a git fork, clone, and pull. Before I begin, quick reminder that I do a live stream every single day at 2 p.m. Eastern, and you're free to ask any questions regarding programming or lifestyle topics in the live stream. So what you do is, for example, for this particular article, you can go to the channel, the actual link right to the live stream, and then you'll be able to you'll be able to perform the live stream. And also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. If you give me a few seconds before we start, I forgot to switch on the camera. Been actually working, which is a little bit strange for me. It's just finished, and then I had to start this. So let me start up the webcam, and I think I have to do a terminal here. Just a second. Okay, yes, it's running. Just a second, I need to set up OBS. I don't need you. Okay, it's a little bit too large. Okay, that should be a good size. Yes. Okay, so OBS, I have to pick the window, and hopefully it picks everything up. Yeah, okay, good. So that's good enough. All right, a little bit of cut off, but let's see if I can move it up a little. There we go. So you guys should be able to see me. There we go. Maybe up a little bit more. There we go. That should be perfect. Okay. So Git is an essential tool for developers that allows you to collaborate on projects, track changes, and manage different versions of their code. While many associate Git with GitHub, you can also use Git in a purely local environment for collaboration. This tutorial will walk you through how to fork, clone, and create Git pull request using the local Git setup without relying on a remote service such as GitHub. Okay, so what is Git? So Git is a distributed version control system. What that means is that every developer will have a full copy of the code because it's distributed. So for example, let's say you guys are working, you push your changes to some remote server. If the remote server goes down, each developer will have a complete copy of the code. So that's what makes it that's basically what distributed version means. So meaning that, let's say somebody, the internet connection goes down, they still have a local copy, so they can still work on continue on their work. Once they finish, then they can push, and everybody will be able to collaborate again once everybody has internet connection as well. Okay, now I've gone through Git several times. There's so many tutorials. I must have like probably close to 20 Git tutorials by now, probably even more. However, I don't want to waste too much of your time, so let's get started here. You understand Git more when for example, forking the local repository, if we actually do it right now. So over here I have an empty folder. As you can see, it says empty folder, and here I have the terminal, the command line. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create, you can obviously to clone, you basically just clone a project from somewhere. Like for example, I have a GitHub page, you just test, so you can clone. You just simply type git clone and whatever the name or the path to the repository is. So so in this particular case, it's we can also do something locally. So let me get started here. So I'm going to create a Git repository here. So I'll just type git space int and then my project. So you can see here, let's go back here. You see it's created this one called git. Actually, let me keep this on top. Come on, what's wrong with you? There you go. I'll keep it always on top so you can see what's going on. So here I'll clear. Okay, so you see we have my project. It's an empty. If I put Control H, you see there's a .git. We're not going to care about the hidden folders for this particular tutorial. So now that I've created this is the one we're going to clone. I just want to show you can work locally. You don't need to do anything remotely. So let me add some simple code in here. Back here, so I'll just type instructions. Come on, instructions go. Oh, come on, go here. So I'll type create a readme .md. MD stands for Markdown. Oops, I put it in the wrong place. So this should actually be inside my project. I forgot to cd my project. So let's go inside the project. This is where it is here, and then I'm just gonna commit git space commit, all lowercase, -m, and then I'll just say first commit inside double quotes, and you can see it says because I've been using Git for a very long time, so it defaults to master. But if you're following along, if you just installed Git, you will see it will probably default to main. That's perfectly fine. Make this a little bit smaller. Okay. So as you can see, because I didn't add the file, so what I need to do is I need to obviously add the file. Let's get this out of here. So git add readme.md, and then now I should be able to commit. Yeah, see now the file has been committed. So I've committed this file. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to create. Let's get this out of here. I'm going to create a feature branch. Don't worry, this will all make sense when we do the cloning and all that. So do not worry. So I'm going to create. I'll do a branch. I'll call it feature branch, and then I'm going to create another file. I'm just going to create a license file in here. I just need something to work with. So just to show you, you see now we have two files in there. I just need something to work with. So then git add license.md, and I'll just type git commit. I'll say added new feature. Okay, that part is just so I can have something to work with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cd out of here now. So basically right now this is where I am. You see I've cd out, and I can prove it. I'll clear, type ls. Okay, so that's where I am right now. Same thing. Okay. Oh, you know what I just realized? I should actually make this guy a little bit smaller. Yeah, I should have made this one smaller instead. Yeah, that's much better. Oh, come on. There we go. That's much better. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I can actually fork that project. See this one here? I can fork it. It's easier to fork it. I just type git clone my project. Basically, this is where we are now. So if you're following along with the tutorial, this is basically where we are now. So because I needed a project to do something, so now we clone the path to the original one. So maybe I should have called this one my project.git, but that's perfectly fine. So you just clone the original one. Now, if the thing is, if I do this, it's just going to create the same name. So you can obviously give it a different name. So in this case, I'm just going to give it a different name, and I'm going to call it forked project. So give it a different name. You see, then it gives it a different name. So it's forked hyphen project. So that's clone. That's how you clone. So if it's a remote one, just whatever the path is. So if it's a remote server, you just you can use SSH, or if they do go by HTTPS, you can do that as well. You can just clone it that way. And then I said if you want a different name for the project folder or the working folder, you just put whatever name you want in there. Otherwise, it will use the same name as that one. So, for example, if this was myproject.git and I cloned it, it would have been myproject.git. And obviously, it doesn't make sense to do this because I'm just literally just copying the same thing. So that's why I decided to change the name. But it works exactly the same. All right, now let's. What are we going to do now? So I'm going to cd into the fork project, and I'll do the same thing here so you can see what's going on. So it's an exact copy of the other one. So even when I you see when I show the hidden folders, you see it also has the .git. So it's a one-to-one copy at the time I decided to make that copy. And in the previous tutorial, I showed you guys how you can clone by depth. So, for example, you can clone only the latest or one branch and all those things as well. I showed you that in the previous tutorial. So you can watch that one. It's or you can go to jumbo.com and just search for clone depth or something like that, then it'll show up for you. Okay, so next, what I want to do is I want to because what I want to do now, excuse me, is I'm going to make a change to this file, the readme.md file. Right now, if I cut a readme file, read, you see it just has instructions go here. So I'm going to add something to it. So I'll say, and I think I should actually leave a space here. Oh, it doesn't matter. And some, I can't spell it. Sometimes the copyright is included. So the two greater than sign, that means it will append instead of overriding. If I just use one, it would override. So if I use two of them, it will append. And I'll prove that to you in a second. So you can see it appended. Instructions go here on one line, on the second line says, and sometimes the copyright is included. Okay, so now that I have this, what I can do is I can commit these changes as well. So I'll commit. So if you want to commit and add at the same time, it's very simple. You type git space commit space -a is to add, and then you can type -m for the message, and the message is going to be made changes to readme.md. So you can see when you do that, now you guys might be asking, hey, wait a minute, how does it know that the file was changed? How does it know? Well, that's because remember we cloned it, so the file is already being tracked. If it was a new file, I would have had to put git add and the name of the file. So that's another trick. So if I type git status, git space status, you see it says nothing to commit, working area is clean. Let me zoom out a little bit here, it might be too big. There we go. Nothing to commit, the working area is clean. Okay, now we can push changes back to the original repository. Obviously, if running remotely, it might be, they might have to put in some credentials, but obviously it's the same user here who created the other one, so this is like I'm working on the remote server, so I do have permissions to both folders. But if I didn't, I would have to, request them, or yeah, I would have to request them. Or if I clone, for example, let's say I clone a project like the Git project. If I clone the Git project, they're not going to allow me simply just to push my changes to their, obviously, their master branch and all that things. They're not, because I won't have access to it, so I would need to request it. Or if I clone it and create my own like Git fork, I can then push it to my particular instance. If, for example, if it's GitHub, GitLab, or whatever, or my own personal server. Okay, so now to add, if you're working on a different machine, you can create a bare repository. I don't need to do that because remember I have actually created my own. But I'll show you both ways, so don't worry. I'll show you how to do it both ways. So what you do is we need to add the we need to add the remote repository. So I'll show you how to do that. So I said if I do it, I can do a git push here and it will push it to the original one. But that will be for future tutorial. It's pretty simple. I'm gonna do a more I'm going to follow along with the article here just in case everybody is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new Bear repository. So this is where I am now. I'll cd it out, change directory. So I'm going to do git in, and I'll say bear, and I'll say bear repo.git. So what I'm going to mimic here is a remote repository. I could have used my project as a remote repository, but I want to create one where you have a true just a remote repository where it doesn't have a working folder. So if we go to this git bear repo here, if you go inside, you notice something interesting. It's basically like that .git. It has everything that the .git has. You see, it has the config, description, head, hooks, info, objects, and ref. So that's exactly what I want. So normally that's how your remote repository will be. So that's what I did. That's what I did right here, and the instructions are also here. Git bear. You can make the folder first, then you can type git space int space hyphen bear. But I took a shortcut. I just added the name of the repository, so then it can do two things at the same time. So remember, I'm a programmer, so you don't want to waste time. But if you're learning, if this makes more sense to you, yeah, you can do it this way. You make the folder first, and you do it. Just a second, I think I have another scammer here. Ed speaking. Oh, sorry, Julie. I'm in a live stream right now. Can you call me back in probably about an hour or so?
Okay, no problem. Have a good day.
Okay, bye. Well, kind of a scammer. Well, we'll see. All right. So that was the yellow pages. Anyway, so let's move on here. Where are we? I lost my thought here. Oh man, totally messed me up. What did I do? Oh yeah, I created the folder. Oh yeah, I created the folder. So this is the bear. So this is going to act as our remote repository, or simulate the remote repository. So let's go back to our fork project. Okay, so we cd back into our fork project here. Now remember that we changed this readme file. The license.md and the readme.md, they originally came from my project. Because that's where we cloned it, and then I modified this one. So now I want to push this. Remember I said normally if you clone things, especially public repositories, you won't be able to push there, right? So you most likely will have your own repository where you can make your changes. So that's what we're simulating. Okay, now we're here. What we need to do, we need to add our if I go back here, we need to add this bear repo.git. So remember, we're in fork project right now. This is where we are because we cd into it. So what we do is very simple. Just type git remote add origin and then the path. So if I don't like doing this, but if you're using FTP, you can FTP whatever the path to it, and obviously if you're using SSH, you can SFTP into it as well. And if for some reason you're using HTTPS, you can HTTPS to whatever the path is. So you see, it's the path to wherever the remote repository is. So in my particular case, it's very, very simple. I could just put // and then the path. It'll be bear repo.git and remote origin. Oops. Okay, so because okay, so when you get this error, I'll explain why I got this error. The reason this error is because remember I made a clone, so I need to modify either the remote origin or I need to create a new remote origin. So let me explain what that means. So let's go back to our fork project here, and I'm going to show the hidden folders. I'll show you the configuration. So this is the configuration. Remember, we cloned this from the original project. So I'm going to actually open this up in a text editor just to show you guys. So here we go. I'll zoom in a little bit. So here we go. You see, it already has a remote origin. You see, the remote origin is going to the path of the original file, the one that we cloned. So meaning that if I push any changes, that's where they're actually going to go. That's why I was saying I should have made this one my project.git. So what you can do is you can simply just remove it manually or just modify it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to I can actually just delete this myself, or but I'm not going to do it. I can just change it here. So let's change it here. I'll show you both ways. So what I'm going to do is what was the name of it? I think it's called bear repo. Bear repo.git. I think that's the name of it. So you can do it that way. If we go back, yeah, it's bear-repo.git. So you can do it that way. That's one way to do it. The other way to do it is you can simply just delete it. Just delete this. Just delete it and save. I'll keep that open because we can, and then I'll just do that thing again. See, remote add origin bear repo.git. You see it worked. Now if you open up that file again, you see it discard changes and reload. Yes, discard, and you see it added the remote origin, which is, you see the URL is just the path to our bear repo.git, and it's the same thing. I said we could have done it manually. You can actually put the whole path. You see when I cloned it, had the whole path. You can do that as well, or you can just do the shortcut. Either one, any of them do work. Okay, so let's go back to our project here now. So I've done a remote add, and clearly if I wanted to do so I can push. Now if depending on what Git version, like I said, if you install Git very recently, you will need to type in git push origin main. But as you guys saw, I have master, so see I can git push origin master. So you can see I'm able to push it to my this guy here, bear repo.git. So I'm able to push it that way. You see it pushed the delta and all that to, it said master to master. So it created a master branch as well. So master went to master. And now if we type git log, you can see it kept you see it has all the changes from previously. I can prove that to you. So you see that these are the ones we just did today, but you see it still has the other ones where we added a new feature. Remember, we added the feature on the feature branch, and then we can keep on going. You see that the feature branch that was created, and then we had the first commit on the master branch, the original master branch. So everything is stored. Now if you get confused, by default it uses Vim. All these things like manual stuff use Vim, so you just type lowercase q and you can exit and you go back to the terminal. So that is one thing nobody talks about as well. So I'm teaching you all these things because when I was learning, I was pulling my hair out. That's why I have very little hair left, because people just assume you're an expert on Vim, especially VI, right? So that's not always true. So what else is there? So there we go. You can also check out. We can also check out the feature branch. Let's find out what branch I'm on right now. So just type git branch, git space branch. You see I'm on the master branch. So we are on the master branch. So we can also obviously create we can check out the feature branch if we want. I could also have pushed to the what do you call it? I could also have pushed to the here, let's go. So git checkout -b feature branch. Okay, so it created, if the feature branch doesn't exist, it will create it for you. So if you go git branch, you see now we do have a feature branch and it will create it for you. So we have a feature branch. So what I can do now is I can also I can also push something specifically just to that feature branch as well. And then you can obviously check out again just the feature branch, and you can then merge. You can do all that stuff as well. So if you don't understand what this means, we can do a quick demonstration. So let's go back here. Let me see what files I have. So I think the readme file should have something. Yeah. So let's add something to the readme file. So I'll just say test1.2. I'm just going to append it. I could actually modify it. You know what? I'm going to modify it. So, and I don't want to create conflict. So I'm just going to append it. So if I cut, you see now we have 3 lines. Remember, I haven't committed anything yet. So let's commit it. So I'll git commit m test stuff. Remember, I'm lazy, so -a, so it will automatically add, and you see test stuff. So now what I can do is I can switch back to master. So just type git branch master. Oops. Git checkout master. Okay, so if I git branch, it will show you. So now I'm on the master branch. So what I can do is I can obviously merge. I can remember in the master branch, if I cut the readme, right, it's missing the test. Remember the 3rd line. So what I can do a merge. So this merge should not conflict because it's so I can merge. So feature branch. You see it did the fast forward, and now if I type the readme, yeah, you see now it has the test one and test 1.2. So then what I can do now is, because everything that was in the feature branch is now in the master branch, what I can actually do now is I can actually delete the feature branch. So to delete a branch, you just type git branch, then -d, and then the name of the branch. See, now I deleted the branch. If I type git branch, there's only the master branch, so I don't need the feature branch anymore. That's one way you can use that trick to, for example, if you have to do like what do you call, like a bug fix, you can temporary. You can call it like bug branch or something like that, or bugs, fix it and then delete after, and then after you merge. What some people like to do, which I also like to do, is if you have a bunch of changes that are more than a day, what I like to do is you can create a temporary branch, and just for merging only. So then you take all the differences between the master branch and the feature branch or whatever stuff you're doing, and then you put it onto this new branch, and then that will be easier to do merges to as many. Because sometimes, like I tell you, the way I do work is I always have the master branch, and I also have the test branch. The test branch and the master branch are usually they're always one-to-one. And then so what happens if there's a bug on the master branch? I fix the bug on the test branch, and I can push it to the master branch. So test branch is usually, for example, websites. The test branch will be the testing site, and the master will be obviously the live main site. So when the customer or client requests a new feature, I'll work on an experimental branch. So this way, if they say, hey, can you add this very quickly, I obviously can put stuff on the test site and then push it to the to the live site. However, once I'm happy with, I've finished this whatever feature or something new they requested, I'll make sure I test it, everything is working fine. Then I'll push it to the test site, and I'll request the customer or the client to test it. Maybe if there's something I missed. If everything's fine, then I can just push it, usually within an hour or even less sometimes. So that's what I like to do. So I like to work that way because that's my workflow, by the way. I like to work that way because at any time, if a bug, not with the work I've done, but say something previously, I can still do it and it can wait because it's on the test branch, and then I can push it to the live or master branch. All right. So these are screenshots here, and as you can see, this is exactly what we've done today. You can simply follow along. Everything is pretty straightforward here. So yeah, there we go. Nice and simple. I showed you how to, I even gave you guys a bonus. You learned how to do branching as well, and how you can have your own remote repository. Remote repository doesn't mean that it has to be in a remote server. It just means that it's in a different folder. That's literally what it means. It can be obviously in a remote site. That's what most people do, but you can have it right on the same, like you see, I have it in the same, not just the same computer, in the same parent folder. You see that? This is this one mimics the remote site for just the repository, and this is the project that we originally cloned. So there we go. And I showed you guys how to, two ways how to change the config, sorry, not the configuration, how to add the, you can add a remote repository. You can do it manually, or you can do it, you can also do it, sorry, not manually, you can do it two ways. One by editing the config file, or the other way is just use remote add. And if there's a problem, as you saw, I showed you guys how to fix it. Especially, that is something, another thing people don't tell you. When you do git clone, nobody tells you how to change those type of things. So I taught you that as well. And here we go. So let's finish this up. It's getting pretty hot again. This is the live stream. So we can play this. Show you guys how to fix it, especially. Yeah, there you go. So you can, I don't know if you heard that. That's live. Okay, so let's finish this up quickly. So why forking, cloning, and pull requests matter in local Git workflows. Even in local environment, these Git features are incredibly important for collaboration. Forking, cloning, and using pull requests allow developers to work independently on different features and fixes. I explained that. Then integrate their work smoothly when it's ready. The worker workflow mimics the online GitHub process, ensuring that teams can work together effectively even without the internet. Okay, you can check out my resources. I do have programming books. They're available on Amazon. The links are in the description. The books cover various programming topics, JavaScript, Python, Blender, PHP, and more. I also offer online programming courses at my shop or jamboshop.com. The link is in the description. So whether you're just getting started or looking to level up your skills, there's something for everyone. And if you need personalized help with programming, I'm available for one-on-one programming tutorials. Get in touch with me at jambo.com/contact. Additionally, if you need more assistance, for example, with Git installation or repository migration, feel free to reach out. Again, I have a dedicated site for that. That's jamboservices.com/contact. Before I let you guys go, quick reminder that I do a live stream every single day. It's at 2 p.m. Eastern. And you're free to join and post any chat requests regarding programming or lifestyle topics. And also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. I'd like to thank everybody who showed up for the night live stream I did yesterday. It went way longer than I expected, but I did learn a lot, and it's not going to be a daily thing. I think I'll do it maybe every 2 or 3 days. So that one will be more of a talk. Basically, as you guys know, my workstation is very old. It's from 2011, so I'm going to upgrade it. So I need some advice, and I'll show you guys, because here in Canada everything is extremely expensive. So I'll probably be a mix of some new stuff and some used parts, and you guys will follow along. So if you want to do that, it'll probably be about every 2-3 days, around 8:30 p.m. Eastern as well. But the 2 p.m. one is going to stay. Okay, with that said, I'm going to check the chat, and I don't see any chat requests, so I'm going to end this live stream, and I hope you guys have a great day, and be sure to subscribe and do like as well. Thank you very much. See you guys tomorrow.